Hello, I'm Alejandro.
I'm Emily.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Max.
Today we're going to show you how to cook a couple of pretty typical Peruvian dishes. The first one being Lomo saltado and some arroz chaufa. This Lomo saltado is one of the most popular and commonly eaten dishes in all of Peru. It blends an interesting mixture of European, Asian, and Peruvian influences through the ingredients and the cooking techniques that it uses. The word lomo saltado, the lomo is just the cut of steak, but saltado is a unique term that comes from like sauteing dishes, and Peru is the only country that actually uses it. Yeah, it's a very delicious dish, and we're going to show you the steps in a little bit.
Yeah, and then the next dish we have is some arroz chaufa, which comes from the chifa tradition in Peru. In the 19th and 20th centuries, lots of Chinese immigrants came to Peru, and they really established themselves. There's a huge Chinatown in Lima, so a big culinary tradition became born out of that. And yeah, so arroz chaufa is pretty much just your basic fried rice, and we will show you in detail how to make it.
So we got both of these recipes from Gaston Acurio, who is a very important chef for Peru's food scene.
Yeah, and as we discussed in class, Gaston Acurio was very important in legitimizing Peruvian cuisine and kind of making it, a world-renowned cuisine.
So here we have all the ingredients for our Lomo saltado dish, which is a really popular and traditional dish in Peru, and it has influences from both Peru and from the Asian region. So here we have the French fries that constitute the base of the dish. We just made these by cutting up a potato and frying them, and a potato is a really traditional Andean food. And then here we have green onions, a red onion, and tomatoes. We also have some cut up garlic, and we have a serrano pepper. So the dish is supposed to use ají, which is the famous pepper of Peru. It's really spicy. We had trouble finding that at our local schnook, so we used the serrano instead. We've got some beef broth. We have soy sauce, which is a really strong flavor in the dish, and that's the Asian influence as well. And then we have white wine vinegar, which is interesting because that's a European influence. And then we have the beef, Lomo, which is obviously the main part of the dish. Yeah, so you can see within the ingredients, there's a really wide range of influences and flavors.
as you can see, we're not using a wok, we're using a regular pan. This dish traditionally, at least in Peru, is cooked using a wok, and that's the clear Asian influence. The wok, it gets hotter, the shape of it's an easier way to cook this dish, but unfortunately we just didn't have one, so we're doing the best we can with the biggest pan that we have. So we're gonna put the lomo on the hot pan with the oil, let it sear for a little bit, and once it's nice and seared, we're gonna add some of the vegetables. So now that we got the steak all nice and seared, we're going to add a little bit of the peppers, which is serrano, naranjillo, some red onion, and a little bit of tomato, and let that cook on high as if we had a wok for a little bit.
Alright, so next we're going to add our liquid. So we have a 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar, a 1/2 cup of beef broth, and a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, all combined here, and we're just going to add it in. And then we're going to add in our garlic as well. And
20 more seconds of this.
we're going to stir this all in.
So here we have the finished lomo saltado. It's cooked. You can see the onions are nice and cooked. The meat is ready. So the typical way that this dish is served with a little bit of white rice and then some French fries, the ones that we made earlier. Some people like to mix it in the French fries. They like to mix in the French fries before they serve it. But I think we're just gonna put them on the plate and put the lomo right on top of it. So here we go.
We're going to add some scallions on top for a little bit of flavor. Also looks nice and ready to eat.
As a side dish to our primary course of lomo saltado, we're going to be making some arroz chaufa, which is also a traditional Peruvian dish that blends a lot of European, Asian, and Peruvian influences. So the base of the dish is essentially a fried rice, and the base is rice that we prepared yesterday, and we're letting it sit. And then we have some onions, some red peppers, some scallions, and some peas to mix in. And then for a little bit of seasoning and flavor, we got some garlic, some ginger, which is also a little bit of a European influence. And then we got a little bacon to reduce before we start cooking it all. And also, we should have used the ají amarillo pepper, like we should have in the lomo saltado, but unfortunately we weren't able to find it, so we have to go with serrano again. Get a little bit of tomato sauce for some flavor, and then once again we'll be using some of the soy sauce, which is the clear example of some Asian influence in these dishes. Cool. Okay, so to start off our arroz chaufa, the first thing we need to do is put some bacon in a nice little hot oil pan and cook it down a little bit. That's what we're going to do right there. And we're going to let it cook for a couple of minutes so it's a little bit crispy and reduced. And once that happens, we're going to put in some garlic, some onions, some peppers, and yeah, it'll look pretty.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah, I fucking love bacon.
So we added in the serrano pepper, which is replacing the ají amarillo, and we added in half a tablespoon of tomato sauce, as well as the ginger we cut up earlier.
Okay, so now I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of sesame oil.
So now that we've put all the vegetables in here with a couple of sauces and let them cook down a little bit so a nice golden brown, now we're going to add the rice. Instead we're going to mix it all up.
Alright, to finish it off, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce just to add a little salt to the dish.
Now that the rice is all nice and cooked, we're going to add a little bit of scallions on top to finish it off as a garnish.
Okay, so now as an added delicacy, we are going to make the pisco sour, which is a really famous and popular drink in Peru. This is pisco that I actually got from Peru when I was there this summer. I brought it back with me. It is a very nice brand. It was expensive, and it is a limited edition. So we'll see how it tastes. So to make the drink, we obviously have the pisco. And pisco is a unique type of liquor. It's actually made from grapes. And it's really simple. We're just adding the pisco. We have some simple syrup, some lime juice, and some frothy egg whites. And we're going to mix that all up and then add a couple dashes of bitters on top. Okay, so here we have some ice in our fancy cocktail shaker, and I'm just simply adding 4 ounces of pisco, and then we are going to also add 4 ounces of simple syrup. 4 ounces, right?
Yeah.
Continue with our very precise measuring technique.
It's not 4.
It's not 4, it's 2.
Do 1 more.
All right, so we've added the 3 ounces of simple syrup. All right, So we've added our lime juice. And now we just have to add our frothy egg whites. Frothy.
So, shake it up.
Wait, how do you do it? First, like that.
Now we're going to add a few dashes of bitters on top of each.
Seems like a lot.
We had a great time making lomo saltado and arroz chaufa, and it was pretty easy, so I hope you can try it out as well. Cheers!
Cheers.